Hi guys, Liam here, the Games Tasker. Today I'm going to give you my top 10 PlayStation 2 games. I hope you like them. It's a bit controversial, but we'll see. Hit that subscribe button if you like, hit it if you don't. Let's go and check it out. The title is quite fitting for this game, as it's number 10, Final Fantasy X. Final Fantasy is a role-playing game developed and published by Square in 2001. The game's story revolves around a group of adventurers and their quest to defeat a rampaging monster known as Sin. The main character is Tidus, a star athlete in the fictional sport of Blitzball. He finds himself in Spira after Sin attacked his home city of Zanarkand. Shortly after arriving to Spira, Tidus becomes a guardian to summon a unit to help destroy Sin upon learning its true identity is that of his missing father, Jet. And if you're a bit of a graphics nerd like myself, there is actually a HD remastered version on the PlayStation 4. I hope you all agree that Final Fantasy X needs to be in the top 10. We waited till dawn to see the wizard come running down the hill with the riders of Rohan. This is Lord of the Rings, The Return of the King, number 9. Today's game is Lord of the Rings, The Return of the King on the PlayStation 2. The Return of the King is a 2003 hack-and-slash action game developed by EA Redwood Shores for the PlayStation 2. The game was that good, it got ported to the GameCube, Xbox, Game Boy Advance, and even mobile. The game is an adaptation of Peter Jackson's 2003 The Lord of the Rings, The Return of the King. I would describe Lord of the Rings as a hack-and-slash game with quite a modern version of Gauntlet. You get to choose from Gandalf, Aragorn, Sam, Frodo, Legolas and Gimli. The more you level up through the story, the more powerful you get. If you're a big Lord of the Rings fan like me, then this is a game you need to play. I'm sure Aragorn and Gandalf would be happy with a top spot of 9, and there is definitely no way you're going to be chucking this game into Mount Doom. Gather your ammo, sharpen your blades. It's Call of Duty World at War at number 8. Call of Duty is a first-person shooter video game for the PlayStation 2, released in November 2008. Call of Duty is action-packed with over 13 missions, all based in World War II. There's also an amazing mission when the British advance on the Rhine River into Germany. The gameplay is similar to earlier Call of Duty games. Players can carry a total of 2 guns at one time, as well as grenades. Levels are played with a team of computer-controlled soldiers from both Britain and the US. The aim of the game is to get to the end of the level, shoot all the enemies, and complete every objective. For me, Call of Duty World at War has one of the best campaigns out of all of the Call of Duties. I'm sure after completing this game, you're going to want to pack your bags, join the army, and go and defend the world. Call of Duty deserves the number 8 spot. Paint your face, get your matching t-shirts, pick up your bat. It's time to take the streets. This game is The Warriors. The Warriors is a 2005 beat-em-up game based on the 1970 film The Warriors. The Warriors was developed by Rockstar and published by Rockstar Games. The Warriors is an action-adventure survival game with a heavy focus on melee combat. The game features multiple playable characters, including the Warriors War Chief Leader, Cleon, Lieutenant Swan, Heavy Muscles Ajax, and Snow. The aim of the game is to defeat all the gangs by spray painting, taking their turf, and beating the absolute hell out of them. The graphics for The Warriors is absolutely amazing. The soundtrack is fantastic. However, if you did purchase the game in 2016, a lot of the great soundtrack has been deleted. I'm sure after playing this game, you're going to grab your friends, put some face paint on, and go and take on the streets. This was The Warriors, number 7. He's sneaky, He's dangerous. Wait. He's not Snake. It's Raiden. This is Metal Gear Solid 2, Sons of Liberty, number 6. Metal Gear Solid 2, Sons of Liberty is a 2001 action-adventure stealth game developed by Konami. The story revolves around the Big Shell, a massive offshore cleanup facility seized by a group of terrorists who call themselves the Sons of Liberty. They demand an enormous ransom in exchange for the President of the United States. Metal Gear Solid 2 has won countless awards for its gameplay, graphics, attention to detail, and absolute amazing soundtrack. The game was that much of a success, it sold 7 million copies by 2004. After playing this game, I'm not surprised you'll be walking around the streets with a bandana, smoking cigarettes, and grunting at everybody.
I'll never forget it. It was the year when those grisly murders occurred in the Arklay Mountains.
Lock your doors, turn your lights off. It's Resident Evil 4, number 5. Resident Evil 4 is a 2005 survival horror game developed by and published by Capcom. Players control the special agent Leon Kennedy on a mission to rescue the US President's daughter, Ashley Graham, who has been kidnapped by a religious cult in rural Spain. Leon fights hordes of enemies infected by a mind-controlling parasite and reunites with the spy, Ada Wong. Resident Evil 4 won a lot of awards for its story, gameplay, graphics, voice acting, and its characters. This game was voted one of the best video games of all time, winning multiple Game of the Year awards in 2005. Guns are ready, herbs are ready. That's right, Resident Evil 4, number 5. I've just packed my Ouija board away because here comes a second horror game. It's Silent Hill 2, number 4. Silent Hill 2 is a 2001 survival horror game developed by Team Silent and published by Konami. The objective of Silent Hill 2 is to guide the player character James Sunderland through the monster-filled town of Silent Hill as he searches for his deceased wife. At the beginning of Silent Hill 2, you are based in a car park outside a car. You have to walk for 20 minutes before even finding anything. This was made by the developers to make you feel like you didn't want to go back when entering Silent Hill 2. A very clever yet scary idea from the developers. From zombies with bucket heads, babies crawling across the floor, and some kind of dummy with no arms or legs, Silent Hill will scare you half to death. As you can all agree, Silent Hill 2 was a scary, jaw-dropping game, and yes, it deserves number 4. Fee, fi, fo, fum, I smell the blood of a little sod who's trying to wake us up and kill us. That's right, it's Shadow of the Colossus, coming in at number 3. Shadow of the Colossus is a 2005 action-adventure game developed by Japan Studio, Team Ico, and published by Sony. The story of Shadow of the Colossus takes place in a fantasy setting and follows Wanda, a young man who enters an isolated and abandoned region of the realm seeking the power to revive a girl named Mono. The player assumes the role of Wanda, and as he embarks on a mission that might entail Mono's resurrection to locate and destroy the Colossi. 16 massive beings spread across the Forbidden Land, which the protagonist traverses by horseback and on foot. Who'd have thought hunting down Colossi would be so much fun, especially when you get to take down something that's over 100 times the size of you. From music, gameplay and sound, this definitely deserves a top 3. He may look tiny on the maps, he may look tiny in the game, but man, this guy is someone you do not mess with. Kratos, the King of Sparta and the God of War. That's right guys, number 2, God of War. God of War is an action-adventure hack-and-slash video game developed by Santa Monica Studio and published by Sony. God of War was released in 2005, winning numerous awards for sound, graphics, gameplay and story. God of War is loosely based on Greek mythology. It is set in ancient Greece with vengeance as its central motive. The player controls the protagonist Kratos, a Spartan warrior who serves the Olympian gods. The goddess Athena tasked Kratos with killing Ares, the god of war and Kratos' former mentor, who tricked Kratos into killing his wife and daughter. As Ares besieges Athens out of hatred for Athena, Kratos embarks on a quest to find the one object capable of stopping the god, Pandora's box. Swinging blades of chaos, smashing zombies to pieces, destroying massive bosses, you can all agree that Kratos and the god of war deserves to be at number 2.
Grove Street. Home. At least it was before I fucked everything up.
That's right, guys. Get the radio up and running, gather your gang, turn your mobile phone on, load up the boot with guns. Grand Theft Auto San Andreas gets the number 1 spot. Grand Theft Auto San Andreas is a 2004 action-adventure game developed by Rockstar North and published by Rockstar Games. Set within the fictional state of San Andreas, the game follows Cole, C.J. Johnson, who returns home after his mother's murder and finds his whole street gang has lost much of their territory. Over the course of the game, he attempts to rebuild the gang, clashes with corrupt authorities and powerful criminals, and gradually unravels the truth behind his mother's murder. The open world design lets you roam San Andreas, consisting of the 3 major metropolitan cities, Los Santos, San Fierro, and Las Venturas. San Andreas won multiple awards for graphics, sound, and gameplay. And when you play this game, you'll understand why this game was absolutely fantastic and deserves to be number 1.
Was it this bad before you left? East Coast got you all thick.
And that was my top 10 PlayStation 2 games. If you enjoyed the video, hit that subscribe button and we'll see you again.
This could be.